안녕하세요. 키드니 플러그인을 시청해주시는 여러분, 혹시 캐네디언 10명 중 1명은 신장 질환을 앓고 있다는 것을 알고 계셨나요? 이번 플러그인 에피소드에서는 여러분들이 알아야 할 신장 건강을 위한 알찬 정보들이 준비되어 있습니다. 예를 들면 신장을 건강하게 유지하는 방법, 키드니 파운데이션에서 제공하는 프로그램과 다양한 서비스들, 그리고 신장을 위한 유용한 팁들이 준비되어 있습니다. 궁금하시다고요? 저희와 함께 이번 신장 건강달을 맞이할 준비가 되셨나요? 그렇다면 모두 플러그인의 채널 고정! 안녕하세요 여러분, 제 이름은 어스틴입니다. 여러분들에게 신장 질환에 관한 정보들을 드리기 위해 찾아왔습니다. 여러분들 혹시 그거 알고 계셨나요? 10명 중 1명꼴로 캐네디언들은 신장 질환을 앓고 있다는 것을요? 캐나다 인구와 비례했을 때 약 400만 명에 해당하는 분들이 신장 질환을 앓고 있습니다. 그 외에도 수백만 명이 위험군에 속해 있습니다. 실제로 매년 400억 달러가 이 질병을 치료하는 데 사용되고 있으며 지난 20년 동안 신장 질병으로 치료받은 캐네디언 수가 2배로 늘어났습니다. 그리고 다른 놀라운 소식은 신장병은 특별한 치료법이 없고 신부전증의 치료 방법은 투석과 신장 이식밖에 없다는 것을 알고 계셨나요? 하지만 장기 이식의 수요가 공급을 훨씬 능가하면서 수천 명의 캐네디언들이 장기 이식 대기자 명단에 올라가 있습니다. 그중 80%는 신장 이식을 기다리고 있다는 것입니다. 세 번째로, 보통 신장 질환은 여러분들이 눈치를 채지 못한 사이에 신장의 기능 80%를 잃을 수 있다는 것을 알고 계셨나요? 그렇기 때문에 더 늦기 전에 조기 진단을 받는 것은 매우 중요하며 실제로 여러분들의 생명이 이에 달려 있습니다.
Can you imagine losing most of something without realizing it? Over time, kidney disease can destroy up to 80% of kidney function before you notice any symptoms. Talk to your family doctor to see if you're at risk and need to be screened. It could save your life.
좋은 소식은 조기에 진단을 받은 신장병 환자들은 종종 식이요법과 생활 방식의 개선을 통해서 신장 기능을 유지하고 생명을 위협하는 신부전증 말기 진단을 피할 수 있다는 것입니다. 따라서 미리 신장 질환의 증상을 알아보고 만약 그 상황이 다가왔을 때 눈치를 채는 것이 가장 중요합니다. 만약 여러분들 중에 제1형 또는 제2형 당뇨병, 고혈압, 심혈관, 혹은 신장 질환을 겪어오신 가족 구성원분이 계시다면 의사에게 연락하여 EGFR 검사를 요청하시기 바랍니다. 또한 연구 결과 아시아인, 남아시아인, 그리고 아프리카인 및 원주민 혈통의 경우 더 많은 찬스로 신장 질환을 잃을 수 있다고 합니다. 혹시 여러분이 이에 해당하신다면 조금 더 신경을 쓰시고 미리 알수록 더 빨리 여러분의 위험을 예방할 수 있으니 주기적으로 건강검진을 통해 본인의 컨디션을 체크해 보시기 바랍니다.
Let's see. So, kidney is a. These are my grandpa's kidney stones. They're very precious. Kidney is a bone in your back that helps you turn. I don't know, to be honest.
They don't know kidneys are vital, do you? Get the facts at kidney.ca.
Hi, Anne. Thanks for joining us on Kidney Plugged In. I'm so glad you could come.
It's great to see you, Teresa. Thanks for having me.
So we're going to talk a little bit about wellness today and the Kidney Wellness Hub. What was your first impression of the Kidney Wellness Hub?
I actually thought it was great. It was customized towards kidney patients, and it was really user-friendly and it was really flexible. And certainly for me, something that was practical.
That's awesome. And how did you hear about the Kidney Wellness Hub?
Through a lady called Teresa.
That would be me, wouldn't it?
That would be you, yeah.
So you say it's user-friendly. What feature did you like that made it so helpful to use?
I think the whole layout of the site is really easy to follow. It's not sort of cluttered with words or links that take you to other links. It also, visually it's really nice and clean. It's very streamlined and simplified, and it's just very easy to navigate, and you get the information that you need. You don't have to try and sort through stuff to find out what you need. It's right there in front of you. You've got to just choose what you want to look at that particular time.
I'm glad you're finding it to be very helpful and easy to use.
Well, having looked at lots of different websites, the ones that I will go to are ones like that are very easy to navigate and are user-friendly. The ones that are a little complicated or frustrating, I would never go back to them again.
I'm sure our design team will love to hear those comments.
Yeah, no, that's true.
What interests or excites you about the hub? Which particular pieces are you really looking to explore?
I think overall the whole thing is really good and very applicable. And for me, where I am kind of on my kidney journey, what I like is the staying active part of it, because for me, that's kind of where I'm at. It's really easy to follow. It's really practical. And whether you have a good day or bad day, there's still something that you can do. So I can kind of customize it to where I'm feeling with my health of that particular day. I mean, I have a lot more good days now that I've had my transplant, but it's very flexible. And doesn't matter where you are, you can still do something. And I think the key really is being active.
That's great to hear. That was what we were trying to achieve, was a variety so you could choose what you were up to for the day and your ability level.
One of the challenges that you find with any kind of exercise program, well, I prefer the word activity because it's really about being active, is that it has to be sustainable. And the problem with a lot of the programs that you end up trying are not sustainable long term because they don't have that flexibility. Well, you can't pace yourself at all or very easily in a lot of these programs, whereas you want something that's going to be long-term sustainable because you're going to be more likely to stick with it. But also you can change it up as you need to, because for the kidney patient, it's all about how you're feeling at that particular time.
It is for a lot of people, actually, particularly for kidney patients. But having the virtual platform you can use on a daily basis, no matter where you are in the world, really, then you have access to your gym or your staying active activities that you feel like doing that day.
I think the other thing too that I would add to that whole thing is about that it helps connect you to the whole kidney community, which is really important for support. But when you have people who are going along a similar journey to what you're doing, it's that peer support is really powerful. And that Kidney Hub may be the first connection for people to the kidney community.
It's certainly one of my passions, connecting the kidney community. Do you have a favorite video or feature?
I'm going to try the yoga one because I'm not really a yoga person, but I'm looking forward to trying that. Not at this particular point because I haven't tried them all. I'm actually going away on a big trip next week. That will be my test. So at least I've got something that I can use while I'm away. Doesn't matter where I'm at. And I'm going to try them all. I'm going to set my alarm, and that's sort of a commitment that you make. So for me, what works is I have to set an alarm because then I'm going to do it. If I don't kind of have that structure, then I kind of drift off a little bit. And so today, after this, at 6:30, I have a workout. And it's doable. It's sustainable for me.
Well, that's fabulous to hear. I'm excited to get your feedback when you get back from your trip.
I'll touch bases with you in a month, let you know how it goes.
It's really interesting that you say, you expanded there, setting your own time and activities, and, you set your own program, basically.
Yeah, the flexibility is I don't have to go into a gym. Doesn't matter whether you live in a very remote community or you live in an urban area, you can still do the same program. So I can do it in my home. I've got a time, got a reminder, I've got a time, I've got a program, and it's doable. It's sustainable for me. So again, it gives you the opportunity to be able to set a routine.
One of the things you mentioned is the comfort and safety of your home. And I know as a kidney patient and our kidney community, that's important to us. We've just gone through this pandemic and we're still really in it as kidney patients. Was that something you also found appealing about the Kidney Wellness Hub?
Definitely. It was probably one of the biggest ones to have that flexibility, because as a kidney patient who's immunocompromised, it's really restrictive to be able to go to a gym or something right now. And so we need to have a really good option. This way I can still maintain a good exercise routine in the safety of my own home and not have to worry about who I'm exposed to or, any of the those kind of challenges that you deal with as someone who's immunocompromised.
Yes, I know. For me, there's often times where I go somewhere and I don't go in because there's too many people.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about why wellness is important to you?
Well, as a kidney patient, it's really important that you try and be as well as you can, given the challenges that you face with a chronic illness, and just trying to get off some of the medications. So, for example, when I started working out, when I found a program that worked for me and I was able to start working out, no matter how I was feeling, I got to the point where I was able to get off my blood pressure medications. So that was a really big step. And I think that it's just trying to maintain some kind of normalcy in your life and a routine. And so having that balance is important. Really.
You're right. Balance and feeling normal as a kidney patient makes us feel better, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And you do feel better, actually.
Can you imagine losing most of something without realizing it? Over time, kidney disease can destroy up to 80% of kidney function before you notice any symptoms. Talk to your family doctor to see if you're at risk and need to be screened. It could save your life.
여러분 그거 아시나요? 장기 이식이 필요한 캐네디언 중 77%는 신장 이식을 원하고 있습니다. 신장 이식을 필요로 한 환자들이 신장을 기증받는 데까지 평균 대기 시간은 3.5년이라는 걸 알고 계셨나요? 혹시 2019년 신장 질환이 캐나다에서 10번째 주요 사망 원인이라는 걸 알고 계셨나요? 하지만 여러분들이 도와주실 수 있다는 것도 알고 계셨나요? 살아있는 사람들의 신장 기증은 매년 신장 이식을 필요로 하는 진행성 신부전증 환자들을 돕는데 매우 중요한 역할을 합니다. 실제로 29%의 성인 신장 이식은 살아있는 기증자를 통해 이루어진다는 것을 알고 계셨나요? 53%의 신장 기증자들이 사실은 가족이나 친척이 아닌 기증자를 통해 이루어지고 있습니다. 혹시 당신도 신장 이식에 대해 생각하고 계신가요? 아니면 이식에 관해서 이야기를 나눠보고 싶으신가요? 키드니 파운데이션에서 제공하는 신장 기증자 멘토 프로그램은 BC와 유콘주에서 기증을 원하시는 분들 모두에게 제공되는 서비스입니다. 물론 무료 서비스이고 이 지원 프로그램은 신장 기증을 생각하시는 분들과 이미 신장 기증을 하신 분들을 서로 연결해드려 고민이나 정보들을 얻을 수 있는 자리를 마련해드리는 프로그램입니다. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 어스틴입니다. 오늘도 여러분들에게 유용한 정보를 드리려고 찾아왔습니다. 여러분, 신장이 사실 우리의 몸속에서 아주 중요한 역할을 하고 있다는 것을 알고 계셨나요? 그래서 오늘 제가 여러분들의 신장을 건강하고 튼튼하게 유지할 수 있도록 도와주는 팁들을 정리해 보았습니다. 첫 번째, 식습관이 매우 중요합니다. 사실 식습관은 신장뿐만 아니라 우리 몸속 모든 기관들을 위해 아주 중요한 부분입니다. 많이들 들으셨겠지만 각종 영양소가 풍부한 야채, 과일, 견과류 등 그리고 1%의 지방이 함유된 우유 제품들을 드시는 게 여러분들의 신장 건강에 가장 좋습니다. 또한 저염 음식들과 저지방 음식들을 드시는 게 여러분들의 혈압을 낮추는데 아주 큰 역할을 합니다. 한번 냉장고 봐볼까요? 그래서 여러분, 식습관이 매우 중요하다는 거 잊지 마세요. 여러분, 두 번째, 항상 물을 가까이 하셔야 됩니다. 물을 충분한 양 섭취하는 것은 여러분들의 신장이 제대로 움직일 수 있도록 도움이 됩니다. 세 번째, 앞서 말했듯이 소금의 섭취량을 조금만 줄여보세요. 성인 기준 하루 권장 나트륨은 사실 티스푼 한 스푼이라는 걸 알고 계셨나요? 그러므로 염분이 많이 가공된 식품의 양을 줄이시고 요리하실 때 소금의 양을 조금만 줄여보세요. 그렇다면 여러분들의 신장이 조금 더 건강해지실 겁니다. 소금 줄이세요. 네 번째, 적당량의 운동은 필수입니다. 하루에 30분, 일주일에 5번 가벼운 산책이나 러닝을 오늘부터 시작해 보시는 건 어떠신가요? 적당량 운동은 여러분들의 몸무게를 유지하는 데 도움이 될 뿐만 아니라 당뇨와 혈압을 유지하는 데도 매우 큰 역할을 합니다. 마지막 다섯 번째, 담배 안 됩니다. 여러분 노담하세요. 여러분들은 몸속 안에 있는 모든 장기가 싫어하듯 신장도 담배를 싫어합니다. 여러분들의 혈액순환을 늦출 뿐만 아니라 신장 기능을 제대로 작동하는데 방해를 하기 때문이죠. 여러분, 5가지 꼭 명심하시고 여러분들의 신장 건강을 위해 꼭 실천해 보시기 바랍니다.
Do you have any suggestions you could share for kidney patients who are thinking about integrating health and wellness into their daily routine? How do they start?
Well, it really depends on, again, where you are in your journey. If you're a newly diagnosed patient, again, it depends on what stage you're at. Certainly talking to your kidney team, the nephrologist is important. That's what I did, is to make sure that it was okay to go ahead and do the exercises that I was planning on doing. Even just starting out something slowly like walking. That's what I try to do, is just to walk, and every day you try and do a little bit more. Or even if you're having a day where you're feeling really fatigued, just go a block or 2 blocks that day. And then the next day, if you're feeling better, go more. It's really about moving, as you sort of said, and being active. And then one of the things too, the realities that a lot of kidney patients face, especially when you're trying to find some way of being more active, there's quite a few barriers that you run into. And this is where I think the Hub addresses some of those. One of them is to try and find that customized program, because you're going to find that there's people out there who are looking at the Hub who've already gone through what a lot of us go through. You go to a gym and you get a trainer. The trainers are very expensive. They don't necessarily have the right kind of qualifications that you're looking for. They may not be an exercise physiologist or a kinesiologist. They may have a canned program. Very little flexibility if you're having a day where you're really fatigued, or you have swelling in your hands, and you can't hold some of the weights the way that you would normally. They're not very good about modifying them. The flexibility in terms of location or hours are really challenging, especially if you don't feel like leaving the house. The Hub is a virtual platform. Again, it's customized. It doesn't cost anything, which is a huge challenge for a lot of people. And I can do it when I want, what I want to try, and that's what worked for me. So I guess it's finding what works for you, but starting small and then just gradually increasing.
It's fabulous. That's exactly how I do it as well. As a new Kidney Wellness Hub member, how do you think the Wellness Hub can support you? I mean, obviously, you've said you're going on a long trip and you're going to be using the Wellness Hub because it's a virtual platform you can take anywhere. Is there anything else that you think it will help support you with?
Yeah, I mean, everything, the resources, the education, the resources that are listed there. What I like about that is that a lot of them are BC focused or Canadian. When you look at a lot of resources that are out there, first of all, finding a credible site, and is it evidence-based information, is it current information? So that's for me. So I would use those resources, those links there. If you look at a lot of the information on kidney health, or just some of the different websites, they will say things like, you need to exercise, or you need to set up an exercise program. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. If I'm a new kidney patient, or if I'm on dialysis, or I've just had a transplant, what does exercise mean? How is that sustainable? There's nothing to it. Whereas the difference with the Hub is that there's good information there. When they say staying active, well, here's how you stay active. This is what you can do. You can do it on your own time. You can customize it. It's flexible. It's for kidney patients. That's a lot different from when you see this very generic stuff that's not useful at all, and really just makes you more frustrated.
It's very true. If you read the Canada guidelines as well, a lot of us can't even begin to do what's recommended. So where do you start to build up to something, even if you can't achieve what is considered a standard or a normal for exercise?
I think as a kidney patient, you do have a responsibility to be informed as you can about your disease and what resources are available. I think that the Hub to some degree does answer that because of the links and the different resources that they have as well. And I think just going in and, again, depending where I'm at and what I need to look at, if I want to look at the nutrition part of it, some of the recipes, then I'll do that. But for me right now, my focus is against the staying active piece.
We just keep learning, don't we, of all the benefits. Yeah. Do you have any words of wisdom for others in the kidney community who are checking out the Kidney Wellness Hub for the first time? Ways that it might help or benefit them?
Yeah, I think what I would really recommend is that they go in and try the different parts of the Hub, to go and have a look at the staying active or look at some of the nutrition information navigate through the platform and just see what really interests them at that particular time. There's a ton of really good resources there as well. Some BC resources, some Canadian resources that are really relevant to kidney patients. So yeah, just go and play around with it. Have fun.
That's a great idea. Certainly.
I'm just so glad that we have it, Jim. Truly, it's been a long time coming, and it's a lot of people don't have to go through what we've gone through just trying to search for something. So this is going to be very beneficial to a lot of people.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, Anne. Although I work on the Kidney Wellness Hub, you've brought so many points I haven't thought of to life. We really appreciate your time you've spent here and having you here. I look forward to checking in again soon.
Oh, it's been great. Thanks for having me, Teresa. Yeah, I will check in. Maybe I'll get my granddaughter to do some of the exercises with me.
That'd be awesome. You'll have to videotape something so we can add it and put it on Facebook.
Yeah, happy to do that.
최근 혹시 신장 관련 질환을 진단받으셨나요? 모든 사람마다 상황도 다르고 진행 과정도 다를 것입니다. 그리고 처음이기 때문에 많이들 걱정하시고 힘들어하실 거예요. 궁금한 질문에 답을 찾지 못해서 어려움을 느끼실 수도 있고요. 하지만 너무 걱정 마세요. 저희 키드니 파운데이션이 여러분들을 돕기 위해 있습니다. 저희는 신장 질환에 대한 정보를 제공해 드릴 뿐만 아니라 클리닉, 각종 서비스, 그리고 금전적, 정신적 지원들을 아낌없이 제공하고 있습니다. 웹사이트를 방문해 주시거나 BC 유콘주 전화번호로 전화를 주시면 언제든 저희가 여러분들의 고민이나 질문을 상담해 드립니다. 이번에 저희가 많은 분들이 여쭤보는 질문에 대한 답변을 정리해 보았습니다.
신장 기능이 저하되었다는 게 무슨 의미인가요?
키드니 파운데이션은 여러분들에게 신장 질환에 대한 많은 교육적 자료들을 제공하고 있습니다. 그 자료들을 보시면 신장 질환에 대한 단계와 어떠한 종류의 신장 질환들이 있는지 알아보실 수 있으십니다. 저희 로컬 브랜치로 전화를 주시거나 웹사이트를 체크해 주시면 여러분들이 더욱더 많은 자료를 이용하실 수 있습니다. 저희 전화번호는 800-567-8112입니다. 또한 웹사이트에 많은 브로셔와 정보들이 무료로 이용 가능하니 꼭 확인 부탁드립니다.
어떤 음식이 제게 도움이 되고 해가 되나요?
첫 번째로 제일 중요한 건 의사에게 현재 진행하고 있는 식이요법을 바꿔야 하는지 물어보는 것이 제일 중요합니다. 만일 바꿔야 한다면 의사분들이 영양사와 연결을 해드려 더욱 확실한 식단을 제안해 드립니다. 더 많은 정보가 필요하시다면 키드니 커뮤니티 키친 웹사이트를 참고해 주세요. 정말 많은 팁들이 적혀 있습니다.
그럼 누구와 얘기를 나눠야 하나요?
여러분의 상황을 누구보다 더 공감해 주실 수 있는 현재 신장 질환을 갖고 계신 분들과 이야기를 나누고 싶다면 저희 키드니 파운데이션의 피어 서포트 프로그램을 이용해 보세요.
키드니 파운데이션은 어떤 도움을 제게 제공해 주나요?
키드니 파운데이션은 많은 서비스와 프로그램들을 제공하고 있습니다. 만일 여러분이 최근 신장 질환에 대해 진단을 받으셨다면 저희가 가지고 있는 정보들을 통해서 극복해 나가실 수 있도록 최선을 다해 도와드리고 있습니다. 모든 분들이 서로 다른 상황에 놓여져 있지만 저희 키드니 파운데이션이 항상 여러분들을 도와드리기 위해 옆에 있습니다. 안녕하세요 여러분, 어스틴이 돌아왔습니다. 오늘은 혹시 장기 기증에 관심이 있어 하시는 분들을 위해 중요한 정보들을 드리려고 찾아왔습니다. 혹시 그거 아셨나요? 한 명의 장기 기증은 최대 8명의 삶을 살릴 수 있다는 것을요. 장기 기증자가 되는 것보다 이식이 필요한 가능성이 더 많다는 것을 혹시 알고 계셨나요? 장기 기증은 전문 의료진이 생명을 구하기 위해 모든 노력을 기울이고 만약 기증자가 더 이상 삶을 살아나갈 수 없다고 판단될 때 고려가 된다는 것을 알고 계셨나요? 장기 이식이 이루어지기 위해선 그 이식과 전혀 관련이 없는 2명의 의사가 여러분의 상태를 정밀하게 체크한 후 그 2 의사가 사망 선고를 해야지만 장기 이식이 이루어진다는 것을 알고 계셨나요? 나이 19세 이상의 브리티시 컬럼비아에 거주하시는 모든 분들은 직접 장기 기증을 신청하실 수 있습니다. 만약 여러분들이 나이 19세가 되지 않으시다면 부모님이 직접 신청해 주실 수 있습니다. 케어카드나 면허증에 붙여지는 스티커로는 이제 충분하지 않습니다. 여러분의 결심이 뚜렷하시면 기증자가 되실 수 있습니다. transplant.bc.ca 혹은 kidney.ca 웹사이트를 이용하시면 여러분들의 장기 기증에 대한 결정을 등록하실 수 있거나 증명하실 수 있습니다. 그럼 여러분들 장기 기증에 대해서 모두 이제 아시겠죠? 감사합니다.
Life can be unpredictable. Anything from a flood, wildfire, earthquake, or even a pandemic may affect the availability of dialysis services. Being prepared can save your life. Don't wait until an emergency happens. Take the steps to be ready now. Have your copy of the Emergency Preparedness Information for Dialysis Patients booklet on hand and keep it updated with your personal information. Keep a list of your current medications with you and always have at least 3 days supply on hand. Make an emergency pack. It should last 72 hours. Carry a BC Renal Emergency Wallet card with you. After a disaster strikes, follow these rules to stay safe. Stay at home if you can. If you are hurt, go to a hospital. Begin the emergency renal diet. Wait for instructions. Keep radio, TV, and phone on if possible. Dialysis patients should be prepared to have dialysis day or night or at another dialysis unit. Need help? Go to bcrenal.ca, health info, emergency preparedness to get started. Download important documents you will need in the event of a disaster. Get prepared. It can save your life.
When you're done with your old vehicle, you might be looking for a quick and trustworthy solution. Kidney Car is the answer. It's fast and free, but the best of all, you'll feel great knowing you've helped Canadians affected by kidney disease. Avoid the hassle. We take care of it all, from towing to recycling or even resale. When your car is no longer wanted, Kidney Car is Canada's choice to tow away your worries. Donate at kidneycar.ca.
감을 유지하실 겁니다. 이런 속은 그만 드세요.
That didn't quite work.
I feel bad. 두 번째, 항상 물을 가까이 하세요. 건강한 신장을 위해 매우 중요합니다. 여러분 5가지 방법을 꼭 염두에 두시고 나중에 한번 실천해 보시기 바랍니다. 감사합니다.